Hello and welcome back. In this session, we will take a look at mobile gestures. Gestures are those actions which are performed by users' fingers. Whenever you use a real device, you use these gestures to perform some actions on the screen. General gestures which you use on a real device are tap, swipe, drag, slide, zoom in, zoom out. So these are some of the gestures you use on a real device. Appium also provides a library which deals with these gestures. The mobile gestures which we are going to take a look at in this session are tap, swipe, drag and drop, and I will leave slide as a homework for you guys. You can try it out, and if you face any issues, you can always get back to me. In the earlier session, we have performed some of the actions by using click method. However, tap is much more realistic compared to click operation. Okay, what is the difference between a tap and a click? And which one is recommended? Tap is the recommended operation for performing any actions. Tap is more closely bound to the mobile scenario. That means we regularly use these tap rather than click. Even though click provides a certain actions to be performed, so it is always recommended to use tap because it is more closer to what we do on a mobile device. Tap method belongs to Appium driver class while click method belongs to WebDriver class. And tap is more closely related to the mobile scenario and it contains mobile native gestures and available in Java client. Let us take a look at an example of tap, swipe, and drag and drop. For all three, we are going to make use of API demos application. And for tap, so we are going to tap on OS. Earlier, we used to click on these options, but we are going to make use of tap to tap on this OS first. And for swipe, we are going to make use of API demos and we are clicking on waves or tapping on waves. We will tap on gallery and then we will tap on photos. So we will select the first picture here under the gallery and photos and we will swipe to the left like this. Okay, the other example which we are going to see is drag and drop, which is under API demos and waves and drag and drop. Okay, so we are going to drag this and drop onto another circle. Okay, so this is what we are going to see in this session. Okay, let us go to Eclipse first. So let me create a new class file here. I'm going to call this as mobile gestures. Enable main, click on finish. From the previous session, that is simple controls which we have seen. So I'm going to copy a few lines of code which is having desired capabilities and initializing the driver as well as adding the implicit wait. Copy this and paste it here. For these mobile gestures such as tap, swipe, drag, slide, there is a class available in Appium called touch action. However, for Android, there is Android touch action, and for iOS, there is iOS touch action. This touch action is raw. However, this is much more generic and specific to Android device and iOS device. Since we are dealing with Android device, I'm going to make use of Android touch action class here for all these examples, that is tap, swipe and drag and drop. So let us go to Eclipse. Okay, here I'm going to make use of Android touch action class, create an object of Android touch action class. So Android touch action TA is equal to new Android touch action. So let me import this. As you can see, it is IO Appium Java client. Okay, and here I'm going to pass in Android driver. We have created an object of Android touch action class. The first thing is, once we run this particular application, it will load this API demos and we will tap on this OS. Android element ELE OS is equal to ad dot find element by dot xpath. Okay, so this xpath expression, I'm going to take it from simple controls. Please watch this video on how to extract this xpath from this application here by using UI Automator Viewer. Okay, so let me copy this and paste it here. Instead of performing click here, so we are going to make use of touch action class tap method. So this is the element which we are going to tap on by using touch action object ta dot tap and element option dot element. So this is the element, that is OS element, which we are going to click on. So this is the action which we need to perform. Tap is the action which we need to perform. So let me save this and run this. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, minimize this. It has opened up API demos and it has tapped on OS and it has gone into this sub menu here. Okay, and the result is also 200. Okay, which is a success. Okay, so this is how we can make use of tap operation. The next gesture which we are going to see is swipe. So in this, we are going to click on API demos, views and gallery and one photos. So here we will click on views, gallery and one photos, and there are list of photos which are available here. We will select the first photo and then we will drag it to the left or swipe or scroll to the left. Before I perform any swipe or scroll operation, I need to click on views, gallery and one photos first. Let us make use of tap for all these operations. Okay, so let me comment this out first, and then now we are looking at swipe or scroll left. Okay, so we need to define and perform operation, which is 3 operation. I'm going to copy this and paste it here. So I copied it 3 times because we need to click on 3 text first. The first one is views. Okay, so by default you will get this API demos. We need to click on views and then gallery. So here the text is very important. If the text is wrong, it is not going to find out that particular element. 1 dot space photos. Okay, here ELE view and then ELE gallery, and we are going to perform first on ELE view and second on ELE gallery, and the third element will be ELE photos, and we are going to perform operation on ELE photos. We will arrive at this list of photos. Now we need to select this particular element, that is the first picture. So let me take a screenshot of this. There are list of images available here. We are interested in clicking on the first element, that is pressing on the first element and then moving to the left. Okay, we are going to make use of XY coordinate here. Okay, so let me get the element first. That is first pick. Android element pick 1 is equal to ad dot find elements, because we have list of pictures there. By dot class name, and we will take the class name here. We'll take the class name here, which is this, and paste it here. Okay, since we are interested in only one element and we have used find elements here rather than find element, so we'll get a list of elements out of which we are going to get the first element. Okay, so we got the first element. Now we need to press on this element by using touch action class. So ta dot press. Again we are going to use a element option dot element. So which element we are going to press on? That is pick 1. Okay, then wait for action. Okay, and wait for that action, that is press action, and then move to, okay, here we are going to make use of point option dot point, and we need to provide XY coordinate here. Since we are scrolling to the left, okay, how did I get this -20 and 210? Okay, if you look at this particular picture, the X coordinate is 362 and Y coordinate is 210. Since we are scrolling this particular image towards left, that is X coordinate will change, not the Y coordinate. So Y coordinate is still 210 in my case, and the X coordinate, instead of 362, I have made it as -20 so that it moves to the left. Okay, once it is moved to the left, then we need to release and then perform all these actions one by one. So let me repeat this. So it's going to press on this picture 1 and then it waits on this press operation and then it tries to move to left by the coordinates which we have specified, and once it has moved to left then it will release. Okay, so let me save this and run this. Right click, run as Java application. So it will open up API demos now. Clicks on views, gallery and one photos, and as you can see it selected the first picture and then moved towards left. So this is how we can make use of scroll or swipe left. The third operation which we are going to look at is drag and drop. So in case of drag and drop, we will go to views and drag and drop. So this is our API demos and we're going to click on views and drag and drop, and we will select the first one and then drag it and drop it to the next circle. The first thing is we need to click on views and drag and drop. Okay, views and drag and drop. Okay, here I'm going to take these two elements. Okay, and let me comment out this. Okay, and views, anyway we are going to click here, and instead of gallery it is drag and drop. ELEDD. After clicking on these two, that is views and drag and drop, so we will arrive at this particular view. Let me take a screenshot of this. Okay, so the resource ID is drag.1 and the resource ID of this is drag.2. Okay, so we will drag this dot onto this dot. Android element drag is equal to ad dot find element by dot id, and we will provide this id which is this id here. Okay, and the same way we will also use drop element. Drop element which is this element here, the second one, and this is drag underscore dot 2. Once we find these two elements, we will make use of touch action class. ta dot long press, because we have to press on the first element which is element option dot element, that is drag element, and then we need to move to element which is drop element. So here we are long pressing on this drag element and we are moving to drop element. After moving to drop element, we are going to release this and perform these operations. First thing is we are going to long press, drag circle and move that circle to drop circle, and after moving to drop circle we release this and this perform will perform all these actions. Let me save this and right click, run as Java application. Okay, so as usual it's going to open up API demos fast. Then click on views or tap on views and then drag and drop. Now you can see it is dragging one circle, that is dot 1, moved towards dot 2 and then dropped it there. So this is how we can make use of drag and drop. So we have seen these three mobile gestures, that is tap, swipe and drag and drop. However, for slide I will leave it to you to try it out. If there are any queries you can get back to me. That is the end of this session. Thanks for watching.